Hi guys. Okay, so you are watching this video because I am gone and you have a substitute. But what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna teach you your lesson just from the smartboard. So it's like I'm there and I'm walking you through everything so you'll be right on track, ready to go for next week. Even though I'm not there. Okay, so third grade, what we're gonna do. We're gonna very briefly talk about what we did last week. And I'm gonna basically just be telling you since I'm not there to ask you questions. So last week we painted the color wheel. And the week before that. So we talked about primary colors, we talked about secondary colors, and we have 3 primary colors. And they are colors that are found in nature that can only be made by God. And they are red, yellow, and blue. And if you take those primary colors and you mix them together, you get secondary colors. And secondary colors are orange, green, and purple. So what we did is the first week we did red, skipped one, painted yellow, and then we took the yellow and the red, we mixed them together and we made orange. And then the second week, we took red, yellow, and blue, and we painted our blue, and then we mixed our yellow and blue and made green, and then we mixed our red and blue and made purple, okay? And so our color wheel, forgive me, I'm a little bit ahead of you, looked like this, okay? So your first step for today is you are gonna cut out your color wheel as nice and neat as you can, because we are going to turn this color wheel into an eye. Okay, that's our next step, which I'm going to teach you how to do today. So you've got to make sure you do as good of a job as you can to make this nice and round, because this is going to be like it's your eyeball. Okay, your tables have tape on the edges of them, on the legs. Okay, if you look at your legs, you'll see there's either red, yellow, orange, green, purple, or blue, okay? And they're in this order. If you haven't picked up on that, you'll notice that they're in the order red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. So what you'll do is you'll find the table bucket on the back wall. You know, our table buckets that have the numbers on them, but we're gonna go by color and not worry about the number. You're gonna get one of those buckets and put it on your table. Your first step is to cut this out. Then your very most important second step is to write your name on the back, because they are going to get set to the side and we do not want anybody to get confused. So cut it out, write your name on the back. I'm writing my name on the back. It's backwards to you, but my name's on here. So you need to put your first name, your last name, and then your teacher code, whatever it is, or your number, like, I don't know, LAPO 12. I'm just guessing. So then you're gonna set this to the side, and I'm gonna flip the camera around and I'm gonna show you our next step. I'm gonna do all of it. I do not think you're gonna get this far, but if you do, then you're good to go for next week. Capiche? Caposh. All right guys, here we are at our next step. So we have our paper, and then we have our color wheel and our name on the back of the color wheel. Okay, so then the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take your paper and you're gonna write your name on the paper, okay? So you're gonna write your name right there, and you're gonna put like Myers, 12, and circle it, okay? So we know that it's your paper, and then you're gonna flip it over because we want your name on the back, okay? So step 1, you are gonna take your color wheel and you're gonna place it in the center of your paper. Don't do anything other than just set it there, okay? Then you're gonna take that and you're gonna draw all the way around it. You have to be really careful to hold it still so that we don't mess that up, okay? Once you've traced all the way around your circle, you're gonna move your color wheel and set it to the side. This is how we are gonna draw our eye, okay? An eye is shaped a lot like a football, okay? So the easiest way to describe how to draw this is you're gonna find about the middle of your eyeball of your color wheel we just drew and put a little circle or put a little dot. Okay, it's kind of tiny. I don't know if you can see it on my paper, so I'll make mine bigger. You need to make yours pretty small, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over to the edge of my paper and I'm gonna put another dot directly in line with that, just on the side. And then I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna do the very same thing. Again, I'm gonna make my dots kind of big so you can see them. Yours do not need to be big. They just are a reference point. It's just so that you can see what we're doing, okay? So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start at the top of the circle. And we're gonna make kind of an arch going this way, and then we're gonna make an arch going this way. So I'm gonna tilt my paper a little bit so I can draw a little easier, okay? So we're gonna start up here, and what we're gonna do is we're basically gonna match this line to there. So like connect the dots, like that, okay? Then we're gonna do it to the other side. We're gonna come over here, and we're gonna match. See, mine's not quite there. Don't worry about it. It's perfectly fine. It's just a guide to kind of get you in the general direction. Then we're gonna flip the paper over, and we're gonna do that exact same thing again. We're gonna go from the top of the circle to the point, like that. And then over here to that, okay? Do you already start to see it turning into an eye? Okay. Then the next thing that we're gonna talk about into drawing an eye is the eyebrow. The eyebrows are super tricky, but they are directly above the eye, okay? So they follow generally the shape of the eye. Unfortunately, you have to be really careful with the eye, because the eyebrow, because if you don't, your person's gonna look super angry or surprised or upset. So we want our eye to look happy. So to do that, because eyebrows have a little bit of an arch, we're gonna come to the edge of our circle, and we're gonna kind of draw just a little dotted line going upward, just like this, just as like a reference, okay? We're gonna end up erasing that line, but for right now, that is where we're gonna make the arch. Okay, so you're gonna start right about here, and you're gonna draw a line that goes at a little bit of an incline, okay? Going up, 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 and then it's gonna curl down. Eyebrows typically go from edge of eye to edge of eye, okay? So if you don't get this right the first time, don't panic. It takes forever to learn how to draw eyebrows correctly, okay? So let's just give it a try. So we're gonna do a line from like right about here. Let me make sure you can see me. Yep. And then we're gonna go at a steady incline up till we get to here, and then we're gonna go downward. So I'm gonna make my line kind of go like this. And then I don't want it to be a point. I want it to be just a gentle slope down. I think my person might look a little bit angry. I'm gonna make that not quite such a slope down. So let's come over here and bring it like that maybe. Okay, yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so now when you are doing the eyebrow, you're gonna make little small lines because our eyebrows are made of hair. They're not just one pencil line drawn on. So you're gonna make lines going like this. Okay, the thing is it's thicker down here than it is up here. So you're gonna have like almost a triangle going up, okay? So let's just try this. Make sure you can see what I'm doing here. So you're gonna come up here. Okay, when you get to this point, then we're gonna kind of curl our pencil line going the other direction. So I think that looks pretty good, but we could fill in a little bit more. The only thing is I don't want you to shade this in because these are individual hairs. Okay, that looks pretty good. We're gonna call that good for right now. Then what I want you to do is underneath your eye when you smile, there's a little bit of a crease that happens. So you're just gonna put a little crease underneath the eye, like it's smiling, because we want this to be a happy eye. Okay. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about eyelashes, okay? So eyelashes are some long, some short, but they're typically longer at the end than they are at the inside, okay? So we're gonna draw a couple of long ones, and then we're gonna go back in and fill in with some shorter ones. So we're gonna have a couple of, they kind of curl like this, and they're gonna get a little bit longer, and a little bit longer, and a little bit longer, okay? And then I'm gonna come back in here and fill in with some smaller ones. Notice how they curl a little bit? Eyelashes typically curl. gonna add a few more long ones in here because I just think they look so pretty. Okay, and at this point, we're gonna then go to the bottom. Bottom lashes have a little bit of, bottom of the eyes, bottom of the lids have some lashes too. They're just not very big and they're not very full. So we're gonna kind of come here. I'm gonna turn my paper even a little bit to make it a little easier for me. And I'm just gonna add a few, but it's staying outside the lines. There we go. Put a few, just little bottom lashes. Like that, okay? At this point, we need to add one more thing and then we're done drawing. Right here in the center of the eye, right by your nose, okay? There's this thing called a tear duct, and it is where when you're crying, your tears come out of, okay? So we gotta add that in there. And we're gonna make just a little, it's like a little curve right here, okay? And since my little points are huge, I'm gonna shrink them a little bit because I don't want them to be that big. All right. Once you've hit this point, which if you're like super amazing, human, awesome, incredible, you may have finished this today. If not, don't worry, we'll pick it up and work on it next week. If for some reason you do finish, your next step is to take this paper and you're gonna put glue on it, but I want you to use a stick glue, not the bottle glue. Use a stick glue and you're gonna glue it in place right there, okay? This is the end of the lesson. If you make it there, awesome. If you don't, no stress. We're gonna work on this next week and I'll help you with it, okay? All right, I hope you guys are having a good time. Bye.